Hey guys, today I'm out here in the, I don't know, it's not a national park, it's a federal park, Corps of Engineers land. They did some burning back in here about a month ago and got rid of a ton of leaves. This whole place, they didn't burn the year prior, so this whole thing, this whole area had a heck about a foot of leaves in here. So they finally came in and burned, which is really good. I'm glad to see that happen. I was talking to the head of the Corps. He stopped by the other day, and we were just talking about how California has such burn problems, and because they don't do this kind of stuff, you know, they don't burn any underbrush. So all that fuel, you know, keeps growing and growing, and next thing you know, they got forest fires that they got to call in firefighters from other states to help them put it out because they neglect to spend the money where they should. So I'm glad to see that we're doing it here. But anyway, that's here nor there. What I'm doing today is I'm out, look at here. This is a problem. There's a fire pit right there. There's a campsite right there. And somebody's building a fire pit out of some rocks. And like I said, this place had 1.5 feet of leaves in it. And we've had fires in here before by people not attending their campfires. They'll actually light a fire, you know, and in the morning, and then, you know, they'll pack their stuff up and leave, and we still have a fire burning or smoldering for several hours. So then we got to go around and put out fires and make sure they're completely extinguished before the next camper come in, or the next people. You know, we don't want them coming in and having a mess, and we don't want, you know, the woods catching on fire, because I mean, this is beautiful. This is Beaver Lake. This is Prairie Creek Campground. Let's see those. Oh, there's the lake. The water's, you can see it. The water's, where's my arm? I can't see it. The sun in my eyes. Okay. Anyway, the water's down that way, and it's all off over in this direction, all behind me. I mean, Prairie Creek's a pretty good sized campground. I don't know how many spots they have, but I'm thinking it's well over 100. It is on the top of a hill, so there is nicer campgrounds. I think Horseshoe Bend is a nicer campground. You get to camp right on the water, and most spots are really close to the water. Most of these campgrounds up here, or most of these camp spots up here, are pretty far away from the water, and all up on the hill. It's hard to, I mean, some of them are not very level. Some of them are tent only, you know, because you can't get an RV in there. Where Horseshoe Bend, like I said, is, you know, you get to camp right on the water. It's really flat. It does flood over there a lot, so, you know, you have to take that in your booking. Make sure that you may have a problem with booking something early, and then, you know, we get a bunch of rain and it floods, and it does flood often, and they close the park down. Day use was closed just about all summer last year. The peninsula closed also for because, you know, the electrical gets put underwater, so they gotta shut it down over there. But it's a really nice campground. This one's a nice campground too. It's just a little farther away from the water. We do have a bigger boat ramp. We have a 5-lane, I think, boat ramp here, and parking for well over 100 boats. In fact, most tournaments that we have here, they run them on Fridays and Mondays, or Fridays and Sundays. And heck, you could have 135, 150 boats in those tournaments. So those are some advantages to this place. You know, you got better boat ramp service. You've also got some big pavilions. that you can have parties in. You can rent those out, which, you know, kitchen space and tables, and or just cabanas, you know, so that makes it really nice to have day use over here. There's only one shower house here, so that's kind of an issue. I think it's hard to for the people to get in here and take showers. You know, for the tent campers, we get a lot of them during the winter, or I'm sorry, during the summer and spring. And now lately, even into the fall, we've been getting a lot of campers because of the fact that we have such amazing bike trails in the Bentonville and Bella Vista and Rogers, you know, areas, that we get a lot of people that are coming to the state to ride bikes, you know, which I'm glad to see. I would also like to see a few more, you know, places to do other things than riding bikes. I mean, that seems what, I mean, the Waltons are behind it, so they're spending money like hand over fist, because they got it. And they're into bike riding, mountain biking. So I wish they were into fishing, or, you know, shooting, or, you know, maybe we'd have a lot better ponds and parks instead of just trails everywhere. You can't ride 100 yards in Bentonville without, you know, a light that tells you to stop, that there's a bike rider coming. So anyway, that's whining. I'm not a big, huge bike rider. I have a mountain bike, and I bought it just like pre-COVID. So my plan was to, you know, work out, get in shape, and ride bikes and do all that thing, and do a little mountain biking. I used to race motorcycles, so that was fun. But I said I used to race motorcycles. That's not absolutely true. I raced once, and I used to ride motorcycles quite a bit, you know, so that's absolutely true. I don't want to confuse anybody. I was not no Jeremy McGrath or Mike Ward, or, oh God, I'm dating myself going back that far. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. I'm out here. Back to what I was actually going to talk about, was I'm out here just trying to find a nice straight branch, or a straight stick that I could just make a walking stick out of. I had one over the spring, and me and a rattlesnake had a little connection, and I broke my walking stick. So I need to make another one, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll leave it here at that. If I find one today, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time looking for one. It's 25 degrees or something outside this morning, so basically I'm just stretching my legs. So if I do find one, maybe I'll show you how I make them. I mean, they're pretty simple. Probably 1,000 videos on how to make a walking stick. Here's a little trick. I mean, it's winter now, so you don't have to worry about too much, but God, every time you guys go over a stump like that, you know, you'll see it laying down, dead wood. Just be careful what's on the other side. You know, out here we got all kinds of biting things that can ruin your day. So don't let that happen. Take a minute, walk slower, watch where you step. And when these trees are full of leaves, you know, there's rattlers and everything else. So be careful when you're out in the woods. All right, guys, that's enough for right now. Hope I wasn't boring, and gave you a little bit of information on one of the parks up here. Well, two of the parks, Horseshoe Bend, and like I said, I'm in Prairie Creek right now. Maybe when I get time, I'll go over to Horseshoe Bend, or I mean, I think there's like 9 or 10 parks on Beaver Lake that are all Corps of Engineer land. They're all really nice parks. They're I don't want to say cheap, but they're inexpensive. But yeah, so if you want to stay in one of these parks, you should definitely do it. They're nice. They got good amenities. They're putting in a lot of 50 amp power. In fact, there's a bunch of sites they had problems with up on the hill that were 1 through, I think it's 1 through 7. And they just went through there and contractors put in all new wire. They yanked out all the wire. They were putting in all new power heads. So I think there's going to be 50 amp services up there too, which will make it nice for more campers, and we'll have less problems here on the lake. But anyway, I keep rambling on, but we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day. Try and stay warm here. Like I said, it's in the 20s here. But I mean, look at, even though they burned it, it's still just beautiful. So enjoy your day. Talk to you guys soon.